Smoke a purse so sweet with Hot Thoughts TV.
Y'all know what the fuck we doing, man. It's Hot Thoughts TV. Niggas hot in the bitch, man.
I'm smoking a purse so sweet with Hot Thoughts TV.
So what's going down with you?
Shit, what's good, chillin'.
Man, welcome to Hot Thoughts. So,
What's up?
For everybody that don't know you, what's your name and where exactly you from?
My name Young Legend. I'm from Mo City. Shit, when I was a young nigga, like super young nigga, like from birth to like elementary, middle school, I grew up in A-Leaf and shit like that. And then once I got a little bit older, me and my family moved to the suburbs, like Sienna, right up the street. Most of my family from Mo City, like I got like 3 generations of family that went to Wooleries for like 80s, 90s, 2000s type shit. So like a lot of my family in Briargate and shit like that. My mama from Hunters Glen, so it's like hella Mo City and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, just being from Houston, you know, Mo City is damn near an iconic place in the city. It's very legendary. So just your experience there, and A-Leaf too, if you still remember. Just what was the community like for you when you were growing up in those times?
Yeah. Are you asking like what was the community like?
Yeah. For you.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it was definitely more like cultural, in terms of like, I feel like it was more so like a real experience. You got a good mix of like all different people and shit like that, and it was more fun. Like, I feel like Mo City is cool, but it's more so like white, black, and Hispanic damn near. Like, it's other races and shit like that, but at least at my school and at least in my area, that's kind of how it was.
Yeah.
But it's still lit though. But hell yeah, it's a different vibe for sure.
Yeah, so talk about like that early group of friends. Was it maybe that initial group that might have led you to music, or what was some shit you were into at a young age?
Most definitely. So like at a young age, I really had no hobbies or shit like that other than like playing sports. So that was kind of my thing. And then I didn't really have no group or nothing like that because I ain't really just necessarily just fit into one group. So my friends was all the other niggas that didn't really have no group. So amongst that, we started making music and shit like that just for fun and shit like that. Yeah.
And how long ago would you say, or how long has you been taking it seriously?
I'd say I've been taking it seriously probably like the past 2-3 years, but I still feel like I feel like to take it seriously would mean like I don't do shit else except make music, and I'm all the way in like trying to do this shit for real. But in terms of like trying to get the most quality on my shit and shit like that, past 2-3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and just, you know, being a part of, I guess you could consider yourself the Houston music scene.
Yeah.
What are your opinion on it? Like, you feel like it's easy to goddamn get out there, network, and get up? Because that show you was on, like, that was a pretty notable show.
Most definitely. I think it is, but you kind of have to start your way, like pay to play, basically, in terms of like showcases and shit like that. And then once you kind of like do that for a while, get comfortable doing shows and shit like that, then people will probably start inviting you and different things like that.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
For sure. So let's just talk, you know, you got a song with Two Tone. How exactly did that come about, and how long ago was it? And it's doing well on YouTube.
Yeah, no bullshit. So the song with Two Tone, in February, I was at work one day, and my bro had just hit me up like, hey bro, we got a studio session today, like, hey, pull up. And I was like, okay, bet. And he ain't really like, we had been seeing Two Tone music and shit like that just randomly, but it wasn't nothing I just like thought about or anything. And so then he was like, hey, pull up to the studio. I pulled up after work, and he was like, yeah bro, I got the feature from Two Tone. I went ahead and just paid him, bro, and we finna record. I'm like, I bet. So that same day, pulled up to the studio and got the whole done. And then probably like a month later, he came back to the H, and then we went ahead and shot the video and all that type of shit. Yeah. My bro who locked in the feature, my bro Nick Dash, he a producer, started making music a couple years ago as well and shit like that. We work pretty frequently.
Yeah. So before, like you said, it's only been about 2-3 years since you've been focusing on the quality. So prior to that, what were what were your means of recording? Was it just for fun, like on the phone type shit, or?
So before, it was more so like we invested in a mic pretty early, like in middle school, me and the homies, we all put together and motherfucking got a mic, a filter, illegally downloaded all the programs and shit, and just got kind of like a little studio set up. And then over the years, we probably get like one more piece of equipment, like the interface and shit like that. So yeah. That was in like middle school days, and so we just kept building on that equipment. But yeah.